everyone. Nice to meet you again. We are here for our monthly tournament. So the monthly tournament of Happy Pawn, same as every end of month. I'm happy to see you back on this channel. About the tournament, it will be the regular monthly Happy Pawn tournament with two tournaments that we will follow. First one being the beginner tournament and the second one being the Happy Pawn Open. So every student that will follow the tournament, or at least participate to the tournament, will have 100 points plus 10 points for each victory. About the time, it will be 5 minutes plus 5 seconds per move, and we will not lose more time and go directly to the tournament. Nice to see you again, everyone. So I'm with Hikaru today. Last time was with Magnus Carlsen, but he is sick today. So today I invite Hikaru, and he's already calculated everything about the games, because I have to say that we are a little bit late and the games already started. So we try to have a look at it, at least for the beginner tournament, about everything that is going on. So we have 2 games going on. Most of the games are actually finished for now. We don't have a lot of participants for today. As I see, we have 6 participants for the Happy Pawn Beginner Open. And we have 1 game which is already over and 2 games that are in progress right now. So for this game, I think hosting might be a little bit late, or maybe he has little internet problems. Let's go to the next game. On these games, we have Ryan against Farside. Let's see how is it going. So I guess if we take the game from the beginning, we will understand a bit better how Farside lost her queen. Let's see about that. Okay. That's always risky to take a pawn in the middle while you didn't castle yet. Okay, pushing a pawn. Knight take, knight take. I guess this is at least a part of the solution there. Probably not the best choice. Would have been better to actually go back to the starting square, at least just to be able to defend that knight, because in case of queen take, might have some troubles after that. Even if, no, actually, queen e2 and the knight is still defended. But it will not be my favorite move, definitely. Okay. A bit risky there. Mostly when you have a piece that is pinned by black, they pin their own piece, but you will have a discovered check on a king with the queen. It's quite dangerous. Definitely a safest move, and I think it's in that case, if white decide to actually castle at that time, they will not really have any troubles. It might be like, I guess, a mistake from black to take with the knight. I don't really understand why he didn't took with the queen. Maybe to avoid to trade. But is there really something by taking with the knight? I'm not sure about that. That move, probably not that great. Okay, yeah, indeed, and then they lost the queen. I understand better. Okay. Yeah, indeed, actually, it was already a free knight there. Okay, so now it starts to be difficult. Everything is falling down. And it will be really difficult for Farside to actually find something to do in that game. Checkmate is actually in 1 move there with rook e3 checkmate. Let's see if Ryan can find it. Obviously, he cannot find it for now. Actually, he had another checkmate there with queen f3, which was even easier. There's still a checkmate now. Obviously, black don't want to checkmate, or at least they don't see the checkmate that there is for now. Rook take is still checkmate. Okay. Let's have a look quickly at the ranking. So for now, we have 3 people Timur, Ryan, and Tomiris that have the first point, that scores the first point. Let's have a look at the Happy Pawn Open. In this one, we have quite a bit more participants. Most of the game are still in progress. We have Jessifer and Madleo Mom, which are, I would say, our regular players that already finished their game against respectively Alexandre and Potato Turtle. Oh, we have Mighty Cagnus Marcel. If you read it that wrong, it might be Magnus Carlsen, but actually, I don't know if it's a real name or if it's, I would say, kind of joke, but it's quite a nice name. I would call it Cagnus. Is it Cagnus? Quite hard to say. Let's see about the games that are incoming. So we have Marcus Walter against Harry Uno, Chicken Dining. Nice to see Chicken Dining again. And Paolo Picasso against Paul. We'll see how is it going. Let's see from the beginning. So there's one. Marcus and Harry Uno are quite good player. Harry Uno is a bit stronger, at least on a paper, before the game. We have a queen pawn opening. Okay, everything is quite theoretical there. Okay, not many things to say at that time. Obviously, I guess that white just maybe missed a move, or at least they didn't saw that they will be losing that pawn. But I have to say that this pawn is actually really difficult to defend. So nothing much to actually understand about that. All right, let's see what do we have after that. So for their defense, white actually have the bishop pair for the pawns that they left. But as you can see right now, they are quite low on time. Castle front of the king is kind of direct attacks there, but it seems like black also want to play on the queen side. Okay. White are actually not doing bad at that time, even if there's two pawns are quite annoying, at least for the white bishop. But this pawn here is quite weak. Maybe there is something to do on that part. Let's see if black will be able actually to move that knight and then to purge the pawns there to have, I would say, a good pawn chain, which is quite nice to have. Obviously not. Okay, there is a second pawn hanging there, but the rook is attacked. Okay. I'm not really sure about that move. What will happen if... Ah, no, there is nothing. I saw ghost actually, but they took a knight. Can take a rook. Okay, it still work, but yeah, it still work, but I don't really like it. I mean, if you have knight takes there, and then the rook have to move, obviously, and cannot take the bishop. So the rook probably have at least to go there, and you have a check here that can force the bishop to be trade, otherwise it will be a fork, and then you will have a very strong pawn at that position. And with no white bishop, can be a huge advantage for black, actually, but they choose a different way. They choose to have a weak pawn in d5 and to, I would say, give back the rook and not take the bishop. So that pawn will have to be defended. That pawn will have to be defended as well. This knight is not the best knight that you can have, but this bishop is not that useful as well. Okay, trying to defend the pawn for everything. Now the white attacking the rook and the pawn in b7. Okay, the pawn in b7 is for free. I don't really understand what is the plan of black, but with that move of knight, I start to understand a little bit more. Obviously, they are trying to look at some threats there, probably trying to trade that. Okay. Okay. Maybe not, or at least not for now. But now, white that used to have one pawn down, now they are one pawn up. And about pawn structure, we have four quite solid pawns for whites. This pawn is annoying for white, but it's not that strong. And then we have a knight on the side that is attacked and taken now. They took the bishop. Is there something else that they could have done on that point? I'm not sure. That bishop is not that useful. Okay. So now it's quite equal. Okay. Is it time to purge the pawns for black? Might be. Yeah, so pawn is defended here. It's quite nice. But you will have some pressure there. Okay, now they have the draw. Of course, it seems a bit weird that black don't want to take the draw. White don't want to take the draw. No, white want to take the draw, but black don't want. Just because of that pawn, but they lost it. So in that case, would it have been better just to take the draw? Okay, one pawn down with a queen. Now black are looking for draw. Or at least they were looking for their pawn. So I don't know what happened in that game. White were looking for draw, and they gain a pawn. Black are looking for draw, and they gain a pawn. So it seems like every time you will be looking for draw, you will gain a pawn. Is it something like that? Should try it. I should try it later. I think that it will be okay. It seems like a mistake. I'm not even sure. Yeah, okay. Now it's really complicated for white. It seems to be actually lost right now. Even if they want to take the pawn there, you have king take and pawn is up, pawn up. Okay, I don't really understand that. Okay. It will be difficult. They need to move, free move to actually be protected. But now the only option for black is actually to take that pawn. And pawn take, okay, pawn take, king on the side, king on the side, king and king take. So it's a draw. There is no other options than a draw there. It's quite, I would say, oh, this is a lost. They will arrive first. They will arrive first, and then you have queen. Oh, they arrive at the same time. Okay, so it will be a draw anyway, except if black make mistake. Okay, so it's a draw anyway. All right, let's have a look at the second game. What do we have there? Oh, it's already finished. Chicken Dining has obviously no mercy, and checkmate Cagnus Marcen. Pablo Picasso got, yeah, he timed out. Okay, Pablo Picasso timed out. How was the game? Well, the game seems that it was lost anyway, or at least not so many hopes for white at that point. They are one move from checkmate, so do they time out because of that? Might be. Let's have a look at round number 2. What do we have there? We have actually only one game, as Ryan already won his game, and we have one game that is 1 point, at least for far side, that has been given because the opponent is missing. Okay, let's see. This game is already over, so we'll have a look at it first. It's look like a, I would say it's look like an Italian opening almost, but I don't really understand what says bishop are doing there. And I don't understand as well what this knight is doing there. It's look like this game will be full of surprise. Okay. Trading. Okay. All right, so this is quite a famous sacrifice of bishop. And this is only, it's look like a scholar mate. It's definitely something that you can learn in class or learn at school. Okay. Great execution, by the way. All right, what do we have there? Okay. Okay, so in that kind of situation, when you have black on a side with a castle on king side, and white on the other side with a castle on the queen side, it's I would say it's kind of like a race, It's the first one that will successfully push his pawn on the side of the opposite, on the side opposite to their castle. So mainly on the side of the castle of the opponent, will actually have the first attack and be able to win first. Okay, I'm not sure about that move. Why did they actually offer a free knight? But now it seems to be quite complicated. For their defense, they took a pawn. Okay, so here you actually have a free pawn. I don't really understand why. Ah, because there is this pawn? Hmm. Okay, there is a knight take this pawn, but it was already... Okay, they still can take the pawn. They are free attack on a pawn and only one defense, so they still can take it. Do they don't take it because they don't want to trade the knights? I cannot be sure about that, but this move of knights is a bit suspicious. I mean, they already one piece down. Why are they offering a second piece? Why do they not do anything about their own pawn that they will definitely lose if they don't trade it? That will be a surprise. Okay, so black decides that they don't want to take the knight for a surprising reason, I would say, because I'm same as you, I'm looking at the game, but I cannot know why they didn't took the pawn. Okay, once they didn't took the knight, sorry. So now, okay, they took the pawn in the middle. It looked like white actually, maybe they forgot about the knight or they really want to give it away. I'm not sure about that. Okay, and black same, they don't want to take the pawn. They don't want to take the knight. They say like, okay, we can take a pawn, but taking a knight? Certainly no. And this knight is actually quite annoying because he's threatening there. Even if you have multiple defense, it's still a thing to consider. I mean, there is no threat after pawn take, bishop take, and you even have a fork there. Oh no, you don't have a fork because you have this bishop, but after pushing there, bishop might go there and you can take the pawn. And then you're still attacking that bishop. Trying to remove the threat before to actually have the fork could be an option, definitely. Okay, so white are offering a rook now, and black still don't want to take pieces. So we have two pieces that could be taken by black, and they don't take any. Prefer to push pawns as they defend pawns, but don't take pieces. Okay, I'm not really convinced about that move. Why not taking the rook? Okay, so now that's a free knight. I'm not really convinced about what black are doing right now. They are quite low on time, so it can be a bit pressuring. I can understand that. Let's see what can they do with 2 second, 5 second, 6 second on the clock now. It's a bit pressuring. It's look like white are trying to get an attack, or at least that's what I think, or at least I believe it, but I'm not sure about the result. Okay, nice performance for Team Mir, by the way, even if we had some free pieces a bit everywhere in the game, he still success to actually win against an opponent that is more than 400 elo superior to him, higher than him. So quite a good performance. And Tommy Rees, I guess he will probably have a look at the game again, or if he look at the streaming after all, he will see that he might have something to do about taking pieces at least, and it could help him to actually win games. So let's see. Okay, Ryan and Timur are actually leading the tournament. So sometimes when you look at the tournament, you can think maybe it's not the higher ELO rankings that will be winning the tournament. At least for now, it's not the case. We had some games that actually finish really soon, so we will not have really time to have a look at the other tournament, at least not for now. I want to actually look at the game of Farside, and we switch the board as I want to see about the Karokan of Farside. Farside is one of my students, and she learned Karokan, I guess, around 2 weeks ago. Let's see how she can apply it. Be quite interesting. So she's playing against Tomiris. Officially, there is quite a huge difference of level, I guess, at least on paper, between these two players. Okay, developing the bishop. So this is theory. Next move should be knight in g3 and then bishop g6. Let's see if they decide to actually play following the theory or not. Okay, so this is not really theoretical. Here, best move, I guess, for black will definitely be to play queen b6, attacking the knight at first and forcing the knight to move again in a square that is not that great, I would say. And then, okay, queen b6, perfect. So I guess the best square for the knight will be there. And then it should be followed by e6. And then knight, okay, a bit surprising. So where will black decide to move their queen? I guess we have two interesting options there. I'm not sure that there is any option that is better than the other. Just for safety, I guess I would play c7, but a5 is actually quite annoying as well, as it will not allow white to push the d pawn, and then the bishop will not be able to move as well, just because of that pin on a king, and the knight still have to move again. So let's see if black can actually take, I would say, a little advantage about the development or the development of their pieces on white. It could be interesting. Okay, let's have a look at the other game. It seems that it's playing a bit faster at that time. So we have an Italian opening. This move, I'm not convinced about it at all. Why do we have actually two pieces attacking the pawn and nobody's taking it? It's look like black. I actually don't really look at what white are playing. It's like you play your move, I play my move, but please don't consider my move. You don't need it. Okay, so of course it's a free bishop. What a great way to actually start a game for white. Who can sit at that table and say, you know, I start a game and after 5 moves, my opponent offer me a piece. And he offer me another pawn to trade with my pawn, and he's not taking it back. Maybe black missed the rules about chess, saying that they can actually take back when when they have pieces to take. Okay. And they choose to take now with the rook. And they don't take it back. Okay. That's a bit I would say that's a bit weird, the way that black were playing that game. Mostly because we saw Timur in the past game and he was not playing like that at all. He was playing much better. Okay, so here, okay, e5. I'm not really convinced about e5, but I understand that the idea might be to block the push of d4. Is it the idea? I'm not sure about that. Okay, developing the bishop with a nice trap. If the white decide to take the pawn in the middle there, that seems to be free. Black actually have bishop take f2, forcing the king to take it back, and then they can play queen take e5, just not gaining any material, but forcing the king to be in an open square in the middle and to never castle. So I don't know if white don't fall in a trap, I guess. Now it's time to see what what black will play, they still have an hanging pawn there. They choose to not protect it. That's definitely why in the Caro-Kann, e6 is the move, per definition, to play, just to block that bishop as well, and to be able to have, I would say, a better pawn structure on the side, much more solid than having a pawn alone in e5. Let's see. Let's see what will happen in that game. It could be interesting as well to relocate that bishop and to add a little pin on that knight, but it's not what has been chosen there. Okay, so of course the sacrifice of bishops there to take the knight is still working, as after rook take and queen take knight, the bishop there is still protected. So it can be an option. Now I'm waiting to see. Okay, so forcing the knight to actually go back, and then they can take there, pawn take, and then queen take. Getting back their pawn, okay. I would say fair enough. It's quite a good move. I didn't really anticipate that move, as black still have some pieces to develop, but it's actually quite a good move. Okay. Let's see, what do we have? We will just have a look at... Okay. We will just have a look at Happy Pawn Open. Let's see how is it going. So we have one round still ongoing that will be finished soon, because between Chico Dining and Jussifer, it's only a question of checkmate. I'm not sure why White didn't really resign about that game, but Hikaru, if I ask you what are you thinking, I guess you can pre-move that whole checkmate. It's not that complicated to find. Okay, interesting to see. I'm not sure why black just didn't took the knight. You have bishop take, and queen take. It's a free knight. And instead of that, I would say white react with kind of jet lag, like a one move jet lag. Say, oh, my knight, I need to move it. And when they decide to move it, they could actually, at that time, just take back the bishop and then move the knight in that order. And they choose the wrong order to do it, which caused them a little trouble now, is that now they are one piece down. Okay, one piece, but they will obviously get one pawn back, at least with that rook. I'm not convinced that trying to defend the bishop with the queen could be a good move. Maybe no. I would say there could be interesting, but it's actually a mistake. On bishop e5, attacking the two pieces, so the queen and the bishop, it will be a piece lost, definitely. Okay, so let me situate that a little bit. I'm not sure that I really understand what happens there. Black just give back the pieces, because this is definitely a free bishop. And white didn't took it. They choose to move the bishop to attack the rook instead. And black don't care either about their pieces and about the rook. What happened in that game? Okay, knight take, why not taking with the rook? Okay, so now, like 5 moves ago, black were winning with one piece advantage, and now they are losing with a quality disadvantage. So quality being a rook for a knight, or a minor pieces, like a rook for a knight or a rook for a bishop. I'm not really convinced about what happened in that game. Okay, about the pawns there, I'm quite worried too, because after rook take, you have another double attack there, which can be actually annoying. Black is time to wake up. I know you lost a piece, but it's not a big deal, okay? One important thing in chess could be to just never give up. Okay, so here is actually quite an interesting move. They should take the knight there. After bishop take, if there is rook take, you just take the queen. If queen take, you have a checkmate. The knight is actually one of the protection from from this rook. Rook that was attacked by the rook there and by the queen. So taking there, and you actually gain a free pieces. Wow, that's a free rook. Will black see that they have a free rook there? They have two free rook. You have a free rook there, and after king h2, you have queen e5 check, getting that other rook. Wow. Can they see that? It will be amazing. What a game. It looks like everything can happen in that game. Oh, they saw it. Oh, and the right move was actually queen there, forcing the black to take the queen, otherwise they will lose that rook. Wow, we have threats everywhere. Will they see that they can take a free rook? That's a good question. They have 1 minute 45 to actually see that hanging rook, and they saw it. Wow. So we are only at the move 22 of that game. Less than 5 moves ago, I was saying that black were winning and they turned to actually be down in material, and now they are like 2 pieces up in material. 3 pieces up. They are 2 knights and a rook up. All of that for a pawn. What will happen? Well, the end of that situation is that white seems that they gave up on that game and they keep offering pieces. They offer like 3 pawns. It's like black don't even need to play their pieces. They have a knight there, which I think everybody will agree to consider that it's not a great knight, but the queen can take everything. And at the moment that they will be able to trade that queen, it will be definitely over. Okay, 22 seconds on the clock. It seems that white are actually breaking down, at least in terms of pieces there. The only thing that can help can help white at that part of the game is it's a huge mistake for black. That's the only thing. I mean, like blunder a queen or something, and actually in the game it will still be winning for black, even if they blunder the queen. Okay, threatening to take the rook, but with a simple move like rook e8, and there is no threats anymore. Okay, that move of knight defend everything as well, and they blunder the queen. Okay, now I don't see any hope for white. I mean, 3 pawns. What are you gonna do? You cannot do anything. Okay, we will let them finish in peace, and we will have a look at the Happy Pawn tournament. What do we have there? Chicken dining against Paul, so this will be the game for the leadership of that game. Let's see how it will go. What do we have there? Okay, I want to see that opening. Okay. It looked like an English opening, but I cannot be sure about that. I'm not really a player of this kind of opening. I much prefer to play e4, or I would say at least Queen Gambit. I can play Queen Gambit, but this doesn't really look like a Queen Gambit. I'm not really sure what it looks like. Oh, that's quite a nice trap. Like, you cannot take the bishop, otherwise you have a fork there. Only moves to going back. Okay. Well, even if black are playing quite interesting move, I have to say I still much more prefer the games of white right now, mainly because of that pawn there, that it will be definitely hard to move in that bishop that is fully trapped. Okay, going back, trading the bishop pair, not trading the queen, of course. Trading the queen could be definitely a mistake, as it will allow after that it will allow black to have more space, at least for the pieces, and to open up a bit easier. Okay, so black actually chose to have the bishop in fianchetto. Quite interesting. That pawn will still be weak, quite difficult to defend. Mostly white are playing it quite well. as they are blocking the pawn there from moving. This kind of position, with a pawn that is blocked there in d7, makes me think a lot about Smith-Morra gambit, where you can have this kind of similar situation, except that in this game, white didn't offer any pawn to have this situation. So trading the queen for black, I can't think that it will be a good idea. I mean, in terms of positions, that you will just have a rook that will block your own pawn structure there and forcing rooks to stay there to defend that pawn. But if you don't trade, let's be honest. The queen going there, attacking the bishop, forcing a rook to go there will be really annoying. And you have queens, yeah, yeah. That was not really an option. Okay, bringing the king. I guess the next move will be rook d1. Okay, now you have two defense there. So it will hold for now. Okay, blocking the knight from moving. Quite nice choice. Is there a way for white to actually pressure that pawn again? For now, it seems that there is not any options. The only option I see would be to have a knight there, but until there is this knight there, it's not really a possibility. Okay, let's have a quick look. Okay, beautiful checkmate from Fasai. Congratulations for your first victory. That's nice to see. Let's have a look. Okay, Ryan have been exempt from the game as there is 5 participants. So we have Timur against Farside and Lazy Eyes Louis against Tomiris. Two interesting games. Okay, so regular opening, I would say for Farside. Tomiris against Lazy Eyes, say left the game. What happens there? Timur left the game as well. So I guess it means that at least for this one, we might no, we might maybe not have any games if both of players are missing. So let's continue to watch about our what would I say? To watch about our games there. Let's see how it will go. What? Okay. Bonjour everyone. Pawns are quite annoying. Okay. Let's see how is it going. I was just thinking about the streaming, at least for the white as but last time we got some troubles about the streaming. So I just wanted to check that everything is okay and taking the little bit of time that we have to be sure that you will be able to actually look at this direct stream. So thank you everyone for joining back. I just wanted to be sure about everything that was going on. Okay, so now we can go back to our games. What do we have there? This game, okay, seems like it will be over soon. Chicken Dining against Paul, quite an interesting game, as this is a game for the first place of the tournament. Let's continue to watch about that. Okay. Seems as if this pawn was impossible to defend. Okay, I can understand. And then, up. Okay. I'm not really convinced that it could be the best option to actually let all the pawns on the queen side for white. I'm not really convinced about that. I don't think that, honestly, white will be able to push their pawn on the king side. But I might be mistaken. Let's see how it will go. I will just wait and see. It will be the easiest way to do. Okay. It seems that for now it's a bit trapped, at least for... Okay. That pin on the knight is quite annoying. And now the knight in d3, forcing the rook to move will not allow... it will not allow white to actually quit, or at least be free from that pin quite easily. So it might be a problem. Let's see. Let's see. We might have more details about that. Obvious move, I would say, really obvious move from black, as they just want to double their rook on that side and keep pressuring that knight that cannot move. And behind that knight, you actually have a rook that cannot move as well. So what will happen? Okay, I'm not sure about that move. I'm not really convinced about what white want to do, or at least what black want to do. I'm not really following about the idea for now. Let's see. Let's see, let's see. We might have some interesting stuff. Okay. All right, so well, rook h4. I'm not really convinced that it's a great rook. Cannot say that it's a great rook. Okay. Now pressuring there, and the only move is... But actually this one... Oh, this one still work as well. No, this one doesn't work because it's on a check. That was actually the move. And whatever takes, if you have knight takes or king takes, you still gain a rook. And actually now it's the same. What happens there? Ah, because they took on a check. So okay, that was a mistake. That was a mistake. Okay, congratulations to Chicken Dining. Great game. Okay. No surprise about that. The two opponents were missing. What do we have? We still have Cagnus Marcen playing his best game, I guess, against Haruno. Okay, and Justifier against Marcus Walter. Okay, let's have a quick look at it. So I would say such a huge difference of level between the two players, being close to 2,200 elo. Okay, yeah, 2,100, 2,200 to Magnus Carlsen, which is, I would say, close to 2,000. It's still few hundred point difference. Okay. I'm not really convinced about that opening for white. I mean, I don't really like this system, but it seems to work pretty well. I mean, we are at move 15 and they played more or less like 10 moves of pawn. But obviously blacks didn't really respond to that. Okay, that knight is quite amazing right now. The two knights of black are really good. Like they are really well positioned, and there is not really any option for white to make them leave. Okay, that's one option, but does it really work? I'm not really convinced about that. Okay, so all right, taking the pawn, attacking the bishop. What happened if bishop take knight? Ah, you have knight take on a check. So you do actually have to take that because it's a bigger threat. Okay, rook take. I'm not sure why not playing like a knight take. Knight take seems more logical to me. Knight take, bishop take, and rook take. Okay, that's a possibility. But taking with a rook and pinning a rook. Ah, okay, they want to have the knight to use it. But it's... Okay. Is there any options there to play? Until that knight is pinned is quite a problem. But they can actually... I mean, better than pushing that pawn. Bishop e4 seems like a must in that kind of position. Like this is definitely the move to play. No, no, what about that knight? Oh, there is a hanging bishop. I'm definitely convinced that bishop there was a move. So if I have a look at it, before that, you play bishop e4. Definitely have something to do, but actually, black cannot move their king. So it will be discover check. What can they do on the discover check? They cannot really do anything. Rook there to pressure, okay. And then you have a check there. You have a check and it's forcing the queen to go. It's forcing the queen to go, indeed. And then bishop take and it's a checkmate. So indeed, I really think that that white missed a checkmate in like 2 or 3 moves. So that's quite sad. Could have been like an amazing checkmate. It's beautiful. We can actually see it as analyze, right? If if we go to the positions there, up. Let me just go back quickly. Up just before that move. So just before that move, well, we cannot because the game is not over yet. But on bishops there is nothing to do. There is absolutely nothing to do. What can you do? Oh, maybe keeping the rook there? No, it will be a discover check. So you have nothing to do. You cannot do anything. You cannot. I will wait that the game is finished. I just want to check with the computer just to be sure, because we cannot really be sure about it. But it seems that there is a really Mr. Checkmate. Okay. Wow, this move is amazing. Check, discover check, protecting from the other check. Wow, that's a great move. And now you have queen take and rook take. Oh, you can take with the rook first. Indeed, you don't have to take with the queen, my bad. That's amazing move as well. Wow, what a bishop. What a bishop. Protecting and attacking 3 different pieces on the side. Okay. I would say nice try from white there. But it seems to be definitely over. I'm not sure that they can do anything. Wow. Hopefully that pawn is there to avoid the check. To avoid the pin and that like kind of brochette there. Okay. It looks like white are trying everything and black are just running away. Okay. Maybe rook there? Could it be an option? No, not really. Yeah, black are doing the right thing, running away. Okay. Yeah, okay, now they go for the queen. It's 3 knights. Okay, that's okay. Now that they actually resign, I guess that we can go to the analysis of that game because I really want to know about that position. I don't know about you, but I definitely think that it could have like definitely something interesting. Okay, so please, Stockfish, show me your light. Tell me what should you play there. If it's bishop e4, I will have my answer. It's loading engine, so we'll have a look at it later. Okay, here no surprise. It end up with oh, actually no, it's a different game. Let's have a look at it. Okay, so here quite equal. Is there someone that blunder to have like such a difference of material like that? Okay, I'm not sure why how they can take it. Okay. Okay. What happened? Okay. Pawn take. Okay. That's only a pawn. I see the discover check. Wow, that discover check is amazing. Wow. And you are no, it doesn't work for now. What do you have to play there? Okay, trade. Now you have the check. Pawn take. Definitely have to play pawn take. Here that was the only option. Oh, okay. Okay, alright. I understand now. Okay. Oh, bishop. So obviously there is no checkmate. I might have seen a ghost. What happens there? If you Oh, you cannot move the knight. That was exactly what I was missing. I understand better now. because the knight is still pinned. Oh, okay. All right. I just need to bring some light on it because, you know, when you have a position in your mind like that and you think, oh, what will happen in that game? You still keep thinking about it. That it was that move that was bad actually. Okay, all right. Thank you for bringing the light of me, Stockfish. Hikaru, I'm not sure about you, but I'm not convinced that you are doing something useful. Okay. End of the tournament at the end because we have only 4 rounds as there is 5 participants. Congratulations to Ryan. Perfect score, 4-on-4. And congratulations to Farside as well. First tournament and already number 2, 3 point on 4. That's really respectable. The only game she lost is against Ryan. So of course, Farside, we will have a little look at these games as we will have some little things to analyze. Okay, let's go back to the Happy Pond Open as the beginner open is over for now. We have 2 new participants. Yeah, we did. Who is new there? Who? Oh, we have Taro. Nice to see you, Taro, on the live stream. So it seems that he played the first game, but he cannot play more than the first game. Okay, let's have a look at the incoming game. So we have actually 5 games there. This is the first one. This is the second one. Jessifer against Potato. Laser Eyes. Laser Eyes Louise was playing both tournaments. I guess. Was it? Ah, okay. She just come like for maybe the last game. Okay. Paul against Harry Uno. Quite interesting against players that is current number 1 and current number 2 of the tournament. Just a little reminder about the points. About tiebreak is quite equal. About the score, only half point difference. So the winner of that game will actually take the lead of the tournament. Okay, let's have a look. It's a queen pawn, a queen gambit actually for Paul. Okay. Okay, nothing much to say about that. It's all about theory moves. Just that move. I am not sure that I saw that move before. Is it theory? I cannot be sure about that, but I mean, with a rook there and a weak pawn here, I'm not really convinced that this move is the best, or at least this is not the kind of things that will come to my mind. This pawn structure definitely look like a Caro-Kann pawn structure. Kinda, I would say. At least for black, but now pushing the pawn there? Okay. Okay. So, just as a quick reminder, the only thing that is defending this pawn is the knight in b8, and this pawn is like the spin of this whole pawn structure. And it's quite weak. And you have white preparing to have like already 2 pieces on it. Hopefully, black have some compensation about this weak pawn structure as they have more space, and this knight which is completely trapped for now. But I'm guessing that white are at least thinking about pushing that e4 pawn. Seems to be like a no-brainer to push it. Okay, so that knight might not have any options anytime soon. Okay. All right, it's just like everybody is trading pieces. This knight is actually like this is a job of your life, little knight. Your job is to defend that pawn forever. Is it the way to do things? Okay. All right. So white are 1 pawn up. They have the strongest attack on a weak pawn. They are an amazing knight, and at the same moment, black have 2 pieces that still didn't move from the starting square. And they are trying attack with half of their pieces. Like, okay, queen and rook, we will try checkmate. Okay, finally they're moving their pieces. I'm not very convinced about it. Am I the only one? I would love to say like, tell me about the comment, but I actually see about the comment. Hi Fasad, nice to see you. I guess you are probably watching the stream right now. First thing I want to say congratulations for your tournament, as it's your first one, and I saw some good things. I saw that you can actually accommodate with the theory in terms of openings, mostly with your Karokan. So that's already a very positive sign. And we will analyze the games together as we have a little content that is interesting. Okay. Do not hesitate for the people who are watching the stream. You can actually have a little comment. So if I hide a comment, hi everyone, feel free to ask me questions. You can ask more than one, so I need to add an S at the end. And to, well, just to ask me question or to share with me, to share your comments with me. That will be more than welcome. I would love to know more about you, at least, as you probably know that we are trying to launch this YouTube channel. And I guess that when we will have more people watching the stream and having comments on it, I will definitely be more present and do my best to answer to the comment while playing chess in the same time. At least commenting the games and tournament, it can be really interesting to share it with you. And I'm sure that you watching the streaming at home, you might have some questions sometimes about position, or maybe you want to know some things, or you have an idea about the moves that players could play. And you can definitely ask me. I will do my best with all my humility and honesty about the comments and about my analysis about the games. So let's see. Mhm. The only thing that I'm thinking right now is that white are quite low on time. That might be the reason why they are trying to trade the queens with 3 pawn advantage, 30 seconds. When you are in this kind of position with 3 pawns advantage but low time, the I would say the best way to do things, or at least the best way to avoid risk, might be to try to trade the biggest pieces, and you will reduce I would say the gravity and the danger from all the other pieces that are left on the game. So for example, in that kind of position, if you can trade the queens, which is definitely the plan for white right now, you will avoid to, for example, lose a rook or take a checkmate. Mostly with 8 seconds on the clock, it's not that easy to manage, and a blunder is really easy to arrive. Okay, the rook there is quite trapped. Like you have only one square left. What is the plan? Could it be actually to push that pawn there? It seems to be the best idea. Push the pawn, okay. They obviously choose something else. And white are holding it. They're defending everything with that queen. Okay. I'm not convinced that it's the best plan for black to play only with their queen, knowing that they're actually completely trapped with that rook. Why, they could give an option for that rook there. Could be something to do. Okay. I would say it's sometimes chess is unfair, you know? We have to understand that and we have to accept it. As when I see the game, white have a much better game, but time is part of the game. It seems unfair, it can be sad sometimes, but it's part of the game. So congratulations to white, to black, sorry. Congratulations to black for winning, even if according to the position, it's totally losing. Okay, let's have a look at the other game, chicken dining. So chicken dining show some amazing things in the tournament in the past, and now he's fighting for the title. Or at least I believe it so. Marcus Walters, Marcus Walters is also a contendant, but he just got checkmate. So maybe now he's not a contendant anymore, at least not for now. Knowing that the difference of level between 1936 and 2138 is still 200 elo. When you are at quite a low elo ranking, 200 elo is not a big deal, but at that level, 200 elo start to be really a lot. So good job, Marcus. I guess you tried your best, but sometimes you cannot really do anything. Okay, Jessifer have been. I don't know. It's not a checkmate, but what happens there? They lost their queen. Wow. Okay, they lost on the fork. Okay. So we have only one game left for this round number 4. Yeah, only one game left on round number 4. Let's see it from the beginning, because this is not every day that in the Apipon Open, which usually have, I would say, quite a higher level, we have 2 players that seems to be beginners, definitely. Okay. All right. In that kind of position, I'm not really a huge fan of that move there. I don't really understand about that. I guess the idea is that if in that position, if black played knight f6, you will have e5, and then it will be a fork between the bishop and the knight. But is this a solution? I'm not really convinced about it. I mean, it's not even a fork. You can play knight there. In the worst case, okay, e5, and then bishop check. Bishop or knight, you take it, and then you can move your knight somewhere, probably there. So we don't have like a lot of things there. I don't really understand. Okay, beautiful square. With that queen there, I guess black are not ready to castle. Okay. Okay, so this is something that I saw quite often. I just want to make a quick comment about it, is that uh, making weakness in your pawn structure, if you have the choice to not make weakness in your pawn structure, is something you should not do. So maybe, I say maybe the idea is to have a bishop in fianchetto there with bishop b7, but don't get me wrong, I'm quite sure that this is not what will happen. I would say like 90% sure that this is not what will happen. This the only reason why this pawn is pushed is not to develop the bishop, it's probably to actually protect the knight. And this is why it's not like the perfect thing about your pawn structure. Instead of that, you should try to do something with that bishop. So first you move back your knight and you let that pawn there. Second thing, you actually find something to do with that bishop and you push your pawn there. And now you can develop your bishop. Developing a bishop front of pawns, I'm not a huge fan of the thing, you know? Okay, so no surprise. I bet on it. And this is actually what will happen. I mean, this pawn weaknesses and this knight that absolutely have 0 square, they are not the kind of thing you really want to have or that you will feel good playing, you know? Like sometimes you might play and think, okay, this is a temporary solution. But with pawns, what is temporary, usually it ends up to be definitive. So these pawns will probably not be great like forever. Okay, now that knight is pinned, otherwise you can lose the rook. You have a check there. Okay. So, oh, this is a free piece. Is there something here? So, first thing, really important to notice. The knight is pinned. The knight is pinned by the queen. Otherwise, they can take the rook. Oh, come on. Why Liches does that? I mean, that's really a spoil of my game. I wanted to see what will happen. And now we already know the result before to see the end of the game. Okay. Okay. Oh, free knight. Okay, trading everything. You have a rook there. Okay. Is there something here? Ah, maybe not. It's looked like it's it's a supermarket. Okay, everything is for free. Okay, I don't really need to see the end of the game. I guess we don't really need it as it's a bit of free gift. I'm not really sure that it's the best thing to do, at least for white to try to trade all their pieces. Most of these pieces were actually not really a trade. Okay, let's have a look, a quick look at the tournament. We have a friendly comment. You cannot see it, but on the side, Potato Turtle actually say, "Chicken dining, you are so handsome." I just, I'm just a messenger. I am doing my best actually to transmit all the message. This is from Potato Turtle to Chicken Dining. It's looked like uh, maybe a love story that is starting. We will know more about that later. Okay, so we have about the tournament. We have Harry Uno. Not so much of a surprise with the first place right now. Chicken Dining with 3 points just behind. Paul is still following as well with 3 points. So actually, three players are now fighting for the title. Let's open the games really really quickly, and we will be able to have a look at it. Okay, all right. Okay, we will have a look at the games one by one, especially this game between Chicken Dining and Harry Uno. I guess it's quite an interesting game that is actually going fast. I will take it from the beginning really fast. Okay, so this is, I would say, this is all theory about Caro-Kann, and this is the exchange version of the Caro-Kann. In this one, you have quite a lot of, I would say, games that end up with a draw, but it's a really positional game. So it's quite interesting to see what will happen next. Okay, trading also pieces. It's look like this game will actually end up in an endgames, and it will be quite interesting to see what will happen there. I see that we have a comments on YouTube. This is actually the first time since the beginning of this channel that we have comments on YouTube. So I will start by reading the comments to everyone, and then I will do my best to answer properly to it. So we have a comment from Jeremy saying, "Hi." So hi to you as well, Jeremy. I've just started learning chess. What are the best opening and mid games to learn and the best ways to improve? Well, if you want me to be fully honest with you, I will say that one of the best opening is an opening that you will feel comfortable on it, and it will really depend about your playing style at first. But if you want some advice on how to play an opening, says advice, I would say you can use it in every openings because it will be one of the main idea is first your first move probably should be either knight or pawns move, and these pawns should, I mean, moving these pawns should allow you to develop your pieces. So when you start your opening, your first um, your first objective, like really the first objective will be to try to develop your minor pieces. So first, probably develop the knights. And so when I say develop the knights, I mean develop the knights probably in f3 and c3 if you have white, and then develop the bishops. After you finish to develop your bishops, you can castle. So either on the king side or queen side. And mainly I would say moving your rooks into the middle, it will be some kind of basic tools for opening. But of course, everything will depend about what do you like to play. About opening, we have like two different types of opening, at least with white. The first one will be e4. Let me just take really quickly. I will take a board editor. It's always nice to have a board editor and to see a little bit more about openings. Hello again, Farside. I see that you are bored. I'm bored, so hi again. I hope I not make you bored when I speak in the streaming. That will hurt me a lot. Okay, so if I take about leeches and I take a board editor, just to take about a starting position. Okay, so when I take a starting position on leeches, talking about opening with white, you will have two options. First options might be to play e4. So the e pawn is mainly, I would say, the kind of opening you will have for player who like open fields most of the time. And the second one will be d4. D4 is the kind of opening you will play if you are, I would say, a positional player. So positional player, it's a player that will love to place his pieces in a correct way and in the most efficient way possible to, I would say, win on the long time. So if you want to play d4, you definitely need to be patient. And if you want to play e4, then you will need a bit more of calculus and tactics. This is my advice. So in terms of opening, I think starting with e4, it's easier for beginner players. And then I would say whatever the opening, it can be e5 as the answer for black. You will have your knight to develop. I will recommend this one first, as for most of the game, you will want to castle on the king side. And then you will have your second knight. So let's say that black do the same. This is only an example, okay? It's not every game like that at all, but you can develop your bishops. I just do like a mirror game, but just to show you a little bit what could be the step of development for a basic opening. And after that, you could develop your bishops, and then I have to play for black as well. And then you can actually castle. So after this kind of move, this could be, I would say, an end of opening that can be quite nice. Okay, so you have three different principles. First one, not push too much pawns. Just push the minimum pawns you can. You have to know that every pawns that you will push, it you will never be able to go back to that. You know, when you push a pawn, for example, this one, he is in e4, but he will never be able to move back, right? So as he is already in e4, the more he will go up, the more he will be close to the promotion, but the more it will be weak and difficult to defend as well. That's why you should not really consider pushing pawns if they are not safe. And trying to have a pawn chain like that pawns are actually defending themselves, is one of the best way to not make too much weakness in your game. This is what I would say about opening. Jeremy, I really hope that I answer your questions. At least about the opening, I guess I did. And about the mid game, um, the best advice that I can give you is to actually play games and to not think too much about winning or losing. Every time you finish a game, so if you go at the end of the game, like we can see on this game, you have here you have a little tool which is called analysis board. And when you click on it, you will be able to see every move that are good or not good in your game. It can help you to correct, at least for maybe the 10-15 first move, about what is really a bad move or what is really the kind of move you should avoid. And you can learn from that. After, I might say, like, developing a playing style when you start playing chess, it's not the number one thing to do. Okay? Definitely focus on opening first. And then if you want to if you want to know more about chess, or if you would like to actually take class, you can actually go to HappyPwn website. I might be able to add the link, but we actually have it there. Up. So here we have all the link from HappyPwn. I will just copy and paste it. Maybe better the with the link. Up. I will add it to the chat just in case if you want to have a look at what we are doing, or if you have any suggestion for what you would like to have as a class, or as a way to improve about your chess level. If you want to, feel free to to talk to me. I'm really open to suggestion, and I will really want to find a way to help you improve in chess. Far side that answer, not bored from you talking, just nothing to do since I finished the tournament. Ah, well, I think that I remember I gave you some homework to play. Uh, Maybe you already played too much chess today. I don't know. But if you want to play a bit more chess, you can still practice about your homework. Could be a solution. Could be a great thing to do. And if you don't want to play, feel free to stay with me and to listen what I'm saying. I just hope that you will be learning something. That would be. Oh, you finished the homework already? Okay, nothing more to say about that. This is what happened when you have good students that always do their homework and even participate to the tournament. Nothing more to say about that. I will start to be emotional if we talk too much. Okay, so let's have a quick look at these games. Here, not really a surprise. I mean, there is almost 1,000 ELO difference, so I'm not very surprised about the result. Potato Turtle against Marcus. It's still quite equal positions there. I tend to prefer Black Game, at least for now. Just I don't like this weak pawn. But this one is quite weak, but at least it's protected. Okay, right. Paul is having a lot of problems with time. It's not the first time that he's really low on time. And I think that he's costing him quite a lot of games as yeah, as he don't have time to think and try to anticipate about the moves. So mighty Cagnus Marsen, congratulations for your game. It's not easy to beat Paul. Definitely, he's a great player. He showed it like many times already during all the tournaments. So I would say great performance. Great performance. Okay. This game is quite, I would say, more interesting in terms of perspectives for the tournament, as this is chicken dining against Harry Uno, and it's the number one and the number two of the tournament currently. Chicken dining is really low on time. We didn't really saw chicken dining that low on time for a while, so I'm not really sure about how he will manage that time. Just quick things, and might be important thing to notice. Harry Uno has a rook for a knight, a slight advantage, I would say. And in terms of activity, slight disadvantage for white. This is my own opinion, of course, but I mean, this bishop is not the best bishop I ever seen of my life. I guess that could have seen some bishop better. And the pawn structure of black is much better as well. Just a quick reminder. Okay, so this was actually a Caro-Kann opening, as you could see. And in Caro-Kann, right, we were talking about opening before. This pawn structure there is the strongest thing you can have in Caro-Kann. The second point about Caro-Kann is that you have to play on the C column. And as you can see on the game, on a Caro-Kann, long castle, castle on the queen side is slightly dangerous. Slightly dangerous. Most of it when you don't have any compensation on how to actually attack there. I just wonder how to say. Ah, okay. That's actually a nice little trap there. I guess that, no, it could not have really been an option. That was not so easy to see, so I understand that you could do a mistake like that. Totally understandable. And after that, okay, just after that, black, it seems like black just start to feel like, okay, we cannot continue like that. We have actually to get something from that position, and they start playing and replacing all their pieces one by one, and it ended up quite well, at least for now. I'm not really convinced about all this move of knight. I understand for black. I mean, black are definitely looking for some extra time, as it's 5 plus 5. So every move that you are playing, you are gaining 5 seconds. Hmm, okay. I'm not sure that there is really any option for black right now. They cannot block the pawn from promotion. Their bishop, like the bishop here is trapped. The only thing they can try is a tricky checkmate. I have to notice about that. Like if the king move, I guess like this is a move. Now this square is controlled. This square, this square, this square. All the square are controlled right now. You just need a check. And the thing is that you cannot have a check for now. So this is the tricky stuff. Can you find a check for black as they can have a checkmate? Personally, I don't. I cannot find any checks there. Oh, you do actually have a check here. This check is interesting. This check is definitely interesting. Okay, moving there, and then what will happen? Take the bishop? Is that the best option? I mean, you definitely not have a checkmate there. Probably taking the bishop. I'm trying to find ideas there, but no, this is not possible because of the knight. Okay, yeah, taking the bishop. And now you have to go back there. That's the only option. Go there for a check there. Is it an option? It's a bit difficult to judge right now, at least to find quite fast. Maybe knight there, rook check, up, knight check here. This would be a nice checkmate. But is it possible? Will they have the time? Probably not. Or maybe, okay, here is clearly knight check. Oh, what are the options? Okay, check there. You have only one option, two options. Going there is not even a possibility as, it's a possibility. Maybe. It's risky. Okay. I'm wondering what could be the option right now for black. I know they are trying to search for checkmate right now, but it seems to be quite difficult. Mostly because they have a checkmate in one move there. The bishop is pinned, and white are just waiting to play queen g5 checkmate. So black are trying everything now to get rid of that checkmate, but is this okay? No, they don't have any option. Okay, that's a checkmate. I'm convinced that Harry Uno will actually see the checkmate, or maybe not. Queen g5? No, okay, you don't have queen g5 anymore. All right, now you have queen check there. Okay, oh no, not getting. Okay, knight h5. Okay, it's not the best moves. I mean, White definitely missed something. Okay, check. Oh, okay. Is it okay? Just trade. I mean, trying to simplify, that's an option. By the way, for black, trying to simplify the position is not really the option. As they try to simplify, it doesn't really work. I mean, they lost their 2 pawn in just like 2 seconds. And now chicken dining is actually much, he gained like 25 seconds. And we're already at the move number 80 of that uh, of that game. It will not end up soon, but this is mainly because we had something like 20 or 25 moves of knight. Okay, probably push the pawn is the next option there, and just pushing the pawn until you can actually get a queen. Okay, might have a no, keep pushing the pawn. If you have check, check there, have to go there. That's the only option. You can you can keep pushing the pawns. I'm not sure why they don't do it. Do they really want to try to take the rook? I mean, I I'm convinced that black will not make that mistakes to have the they did it. They did a mistake actually to give away the free rook on this kind of threats, but they actually did. They cannot take. It's a crazy rook. If they take, it's a stalemate. You see, a stalemate is when the king cannot move, so the queen is controlling, the queens are controlling all the squares, and now you have actually a stalemate. But now it's a ah, it's a yeah, okay, it's a checkmate. Ah, why? I sometimes I wonder why not just checkmate when you have the occasion. I would like to come back a little bit on that position. I'm not thinking that I'm mistaking anything there. I'm quite sure that it's, yeah, on that move. Tell me that it's not a checkmate. It's a checkmate in one move. Yeah, it did. It's a checkmate in one move. I prefer to always check, even if this one is in one move, so it's not that difficult to find. But in the previous game, it was in more than one move and quite difficult. And I just got mistaken a little bit. I thought that we will have an option to actually say like, okay, we can have a checkmate, and I forgot that the knight was pinned. So now, no mistake, it was just a checkmate in one move. The only thing that is a bit surprising about that is that when you have a checkmate in one moves and player that are supposed to be like really good, I mean at 2100, 2200 elo, you start to have a really good level. And the fact that you didn't see your checkmate in one move or you miss some checkmates, it's not the best thing. I mean, when you look at your game again, I can totally understand that at the end you think, well, I should have seen a checkmate in one move. It will avoid me to play like a 20 or 25 more moves in that game. Okay, let's have a quick look at the next games. So now with his last victory, Harry Uno is actually the number one of the tournament with 1.5 point advantage and a huge advantage on the tiebreak. So there is not really anything that is possible for now for the other player. If they want to take the first place, they just need actually Harry Uno to lose. And Harry Uno is actually playing against the number 4 of the tournament right now, which is Potato Turtle. Maybe Chicken Dining and Paul are playing together. Is it the case? It's not the case. Chicken Dining is playing against Laze as Louis. This is quite an unfair fight, I would say, as there is like 1000 elo difference. at least. Okay. Ah, let's see about that game quickly. Okay, I'm not really sure about this sacrifice. Is there something that I miss? I guess, I just guess, like the next move should be that. Should be knight g5 check. Knight g5 check. King come back to e8. And then what? Queen f3 check. Is it the idea? You still have knight. Oh, I didn't know about that. Wait a minute. I will have a look at it from beginning. So this is the kind of thing you can play on a Pirc opening. So this is a Pirc opening. At least it looked like it. Or it looked also like a dragon Sicilian without the c5 pawn. This is a great combination. Okay, that's good to know. If you see this kind of tactic trick, it's quite interesting. Okay. All right. Harry, I have to say, nice move. I didn't know about this tactic trick, and it's quite an amazing one. I will try to remember and try it later in some games, because it's really interesting move. I'm not really sure how black will end up doing things there. Can they actually be out of that situation? No, I'm not sure. Okay, let's have a look at the next game. Justifier against Paul. So we are at okay. We are at move 12, and Paul already used 1 minute of his time. It's fine. It's quite fine right now, but it seems that he's still searching. I mean, in that kind of position, the threat is clearly e4 with a fork between the knight and the bishop. You should not spend 1 minute on that kind of move. I mean, what options do you have? Either you move the knight, which is not really an option, or you move your bishop, which is a better option, but you will have to move the knight after all after that. And instead of that, white actually choose to go for the fork there, knowing that thanks to that bishop, the queen cannot protect the pawn, and neither actually we don't have any pieces that can protect that pawn in the side of black. So the only option might be to actually move the rook or to move the queen. Move one of these, and you will avoid the fork. You will just lose the pawn. But well, in the case that big question is which one is the best to move right now? Is it moving the queen or is it moving the knight? Moving the rook. I guess that probably moving the queen. Okay. Now, big question. Do you want to take that pawn and attacking the rook? Or do you want to avoid about that threat? I really think that actually taking there is fine, but it's a bit risky. Let's say you take there, push e4, take the rook, so you have one rook and one pawn, and then you have pawn take there, or better pawn take here, and you get a knight. So it's a knight against a pawn and a rook, knowing that this knight there will actually be trapped. Or maybe not. No, he will not be trapped. He can go away, because if the knight move, then the knight can go away. So oh, I don't know if there's something I miss or not, but it's look a bit surprising to me right now. I definitely believe that taking the pawn in c7 was the best move, but I can't be sure right now. I don't really see what is the plan behind knight check there. Is there something I missed? forget me about that, but I don't see. Okay, let's go to the next game. What do we have? Pablo Picasso against Marcus Walters. Quite a huge difference of levels there. Will it have any challenge for Marcus? We will see. For now, actually, wow, that's risky. But for now, Pablo Picasso seems to be fighting for it. Okay, okay, yeah, and he will lose a piece. Okay, that's a bit sad. Ah, so all of that was actually to go back. So I guess it's a mistake from Paul. Because now you have the 4. Okay, you have 2 pawns and you offer a second piece? You offer a second piece for what? Offering a second piece to take a rook? I'm not really convinced about that move there. I mean, take, and then king cannot take. If king take, you have checks there, king move back, and then you have queen check here, and you take the bishop. That's not an option. You cannot take the rook. He took the rook. What you do after that? You move your rook? That's the only option. Move your rook. This bishop is a bit annoying as it's trapped. Yeah, definitely moving the rook. Moving the rook, and I guess after this could be an option. I'm trying to see like if there is anything I'm missing, any solutions that we can have a look at. The big question is, will Paul see what to do? As we were talking when he was at move 12, right? At move 12, he have 4 minutes. And at move 19, 7 moves later, he have only 1 minute 20 at the clock, which is not what I would call like a safe time, knowing that you are still in a mid game. I'm not really sure what white are trying to do. They don't really have a disadvantage. So black are winning, and they are much better on time. They have like three times the time of black. Okay. All right. So this game was quite interesting, right? With this amazing tactical trick. That's a nice move too. The two players are playing like really interesting stuff. Wow. Wow. Okay. It's look like it's getting everywhere. Okay. Wasn't any better options than doing that? No, not really, because king can escape. Okay. And of course you have to be careful about the potential checkmates there. That's why the white are not taking about the knight, right? Okay, going back. Was it an option to actually take there? Take there, sacrifice, take there, take, sacrifice on a check here. Bishop take, and then you still have your check, but it will not be a checkmate. Okay, I understand. Okay, actually, black are really fighting for it. Couldn't guess that as they were really in a bad opening at first, but they're still fighting. They're fighting and trying to get out from it. Big question is, will they be able to actually be safe and maybe checkmate? Could be a great thing to see as well. Mostly knowing that Harry Uno, he must win that game just to be sure to win the tournament. Otherwise, if he don't win that game, and I will say for our best views, it will be better that Harry Uno actually lose that game, as we will be able to have more challenge for the first place. But is it something that is possible? I don't know. Let me know in the comments for the one who are still there. What do you think about the position? Who is winning according to you? Do you think that white are winning, or do you think that black are winning? That's quite an interesting question. Knowing that in terms of material, black are definitely winning. But in terms of gameplay, it's a bit the same, I guess. I don't see white winning that game right now. Hmm. Okay, all right. So this knight is quite interesting because he protects from the check there. Okay, that's a check. How to move the queen. Now white are threatening checkmate too. And what are the options for? Oh, what are the options actually for black now? Okay, that's an option. That's a good option indeed. Okay, so now we have quite a lot of threats, but this move of knight, I mean, white can take there. Yeah, it might be a mistake actually from black to just let go that rook here. Now we have quite interesting things there as well. The knight is attacked. If the knight move, where will he go? Where will the knight go? And then we have a check there that can be interesting as well. Okay, moving the knight, definitely not a priority. Okay, trading there. Yeah, I understand. Actually, there are like not any other options except trading or taking a pawn there, but it will still be really complicated to play. Okay, Paul against Jessifer. Next step. Up, up, up. So we were at that position, right? Up. Okay, keep pushing the pawns. Trading. Okay, trading rooks. Yeah. I'm not really convinced why white are trading pieces. They are losing in terms of material, so it's a bit difficult to understand why they are trading. Okay, they keep trading. Do they really believe that their pawns will be enough to actually win that game? I know that, okay, the knight and the bishop are far away from being perfect. Okay, he might actually do it. Oh, no, the pawn was not defended. Wow, that's so sad. Just a little, mm, quite interesting. Okay, I, I I want to actually ask myself, like, what are the options for black right now? I don't think I'm mistaken anything on that you have a checkmate in one move. Okay, so congratulations, Paul. Actually, he ended up pretty well, even while he was losing during the whole game. That's a bit sad for Jesse Fair. He played well, and he got trapped at the end, I guess, or maybe he had some troubles at the end of the game and probably missed that checkmate in two moves. It happened. This is chess. Sometimes it's like that. It's a bit unfair. Okay, Marcus against Pablo Picasso. Not really a surprise, I would say. We already knew that it would be really difficult for Pablo Picasso. Same here with Chicken Dining and Lazy Eyes Louis. It's quite impossible game to play when you have like 1,000 elo difference. I mean, chess is not a science, but it's it's really complicated when you play against players that have like a lot of years of experience more than you. It's difficult. I might say it's difficult. All right. Okay. Let's have a look at the games. Mighty Cagnus Masen actually uh, is missing now in the tournament. So I would say maybe it's a bit sad as he was a contender for the title. Obviously now not really a contender anymore. Let's have a look at the other games. This is round 7. Harry Uno is already sure to win that tournament, as now he has 5.5 points, and the number 2 and number 3 have 4 points, and he might have 6.5 on 7, actually, playing against Laser-Eyed Louis, Potato Turtle against Chicken Dining. This is the important game of the round, I guess. Next one, we have Marcus Walters against Paul. Might be interesting as well to see, even if it doesn't really matter for the ranking. For Paul, it does matter. It will depend on the result of Chicken Dining and Paul. If Chicken Dining win, he will finish at the second place of the tournament, and Paul Paul is dependent on Chicken Dining. If Chicken Dining lose, Paul can get the second place. If Chicken Dining win, it will not change anything, and I will say after that, whatever happened for Paul, uh, if he lose, even if he lose, he's sure to have the third place at the tournament. So the three first places are quite played already. Nothing much to understand about that. And Pablo Picasso against Jessifer, I guess it will be nice for Jessifer to finish with an easier game to play than what he had to play before, as it might be tired a little bit at least when you when you have such a game like he had with such a deception at the end. So let's have a look at this game. Okay, so Karokan from Chico Dining. This is, I would say, a basic. We saw it a few times. He played it really well. I am a Karokan player as well. I couldn't agree more. Okay. I'm not convinced about that move, by the way. I understand why he played it, mainly because if you don't play, and let's say you play something like that, which actually work, but in case of that, you would have to trade. If you don't trade, you can have knight take, and the pawn here cannot take it back because it's pinned by the rook. So I understand why rook's there, but it's not the best move, I guess. I prefer to keep developing my pieces, starting with the bishop, probably bishop there, or if you really want to keep that bishop, you just play it in e7, which is totally fine, and then you develop your knight, and you go for castle. Okay? All right, let's see what happens. Okay. Trading there. What was the point to not play the pin if it's to trade the bishop pair there? I don't know. Okay. You will have to play that move at one moment. So I guess that this move of rook it's a bit an inaccuracy. It's not a bad move, but it's just something that is not fully accurate. Yeah, it had to happen at the end. This pawn is quite weak, but the knight is pinned, so after castle, it will be quite a nice thing for black to actually have options for that pawn in the middle. Even if, okay, bishop take, and then the pawn is attacked twice. Oh, why not? I'm confused now. Do the black actually plan to stay in the middle like that? Mm-hmm. I will do my best to try to understand what is the plan behind that, but I'm not really convinced. I'm not convinced for one main reason is that even if you can get your rooks there, you can try to have, let's say you can double your rook. So probably after that, rook there, king here, rook here, and you have two rooks to attack. Can you really do something? I'm not sure about that. Oh, he plays bishop here. That seems to be the most annoying thing. So he will end up with a rook there. Quite sure. And then king there and rook there. This is like quite an easy plan for black. But if I might, it seems that it's too easy. It seems that it's too easy and that it will not work. But the big question that I'm asking myself is there really a plan for black or for white? Is there really a plan for white to attack? I know they have the two rooks there, but they cannot open the position. And these 4 pawns are such a huge block that will be difficult to actually destroy as well. So a bit confusing. And there is still this pawn that is hanging there. Interesting. I would just say interesting position. I wonder what black are thinking right now. I hope they are not considering taking the pawn here, which should not be the greatest option. Okay, now you can push your pawn. Pushing the pawn, knowing that the rook cannot go there, it will make the rook move again. Or maybe it can be a plan to do that. I'm not sure about that. Like, you have too many pawns that can actually come to destroy that pawn structure. If you want to defend that as white, I guess that one of the best option might be to actually have your knight there. That will be the first thing I will do, just to trade the bishops, or maybe to try to have a better pawn structure front of that castle. That now, like, I mean, taking that pawn, it seems to be really greedy from white. It's greedy. After rook's there, like, it starts to be dangerous. It's really dangerous indeed. Okay, the pawn is not hanging, but I'm not a huge fan. I start to prefer black again, and it's not because it's a Caro-Kann opening. I love Caro-Kann opening, but I strongly believe that the thing is that in one move, black they have a brand new castle. This move is quite annoying, I have to say. Like, making the queen move. The queen was perfect for the attack. Oh, he want to keep it for the attack. So what's the plan? Finally, okay, white are trying to do something. White are actually starting to open the position. It might be the right time as the king is in the middle. Do they have any solution around that? The rook there can be pushed for almost nothing. Okay, where do you plan to go? There. Probably not here, but probably here or here. Might be the two squares. And what's next? I want to say what's next for black. Can they actually have an attack? Oh, okay. Interesting. You have to take there first. Is it rook take or is it a pawn take? I guess rook take. That's only my opinion, of course, but I strongly believe that destroying this pawn structure that is already a little block but not that strong would be a mistake. Okay. Or choose to not take, as easy as it is. You don't have to take all the time. Okay. Not that bad. I would say not that bad for black right now. They end up quite well. The position is still not open, and they still have their open position on the castle, on the white castle. Indeed, I mean, they have some things to do. This is just perfect. This is just perfect for... It is perfect. Pawn take. Or be greedy or take the knight. But it's risky. No, taking the knight doesn't work. You have to take with a pawn. Okay. Now, actually, black have a strong castle. It's not really a castle, but it's just strong pawn structure. And they are the ones who have the attack, so they have the best game. Let's see about Paul. What is Paul doing there against Marcus? Okay, so this is a classic Paul opening as we saw before. We usually have like English opening for Paul or Queen Pawn opening definitely. And he seems that he's playing it a lot and quite well, by the way. Okay. Oh, okay. So now I'm wondering about something. Why not going there? What was the plan with knight g3? I mean, we are at move 15 of the game. It's not like it can be a mistake or something. At that point of the game, you have a lot of time and it's something that you choose. So it's a mistake. Okay, 2 pawn for the piece. Okay, I'm not convinced. You will start to believe that I always say that, but I'm not convinced by the game of black. I don't think that says 2 pawns are worth a piece. Even if for now, like the piece in white game is quite useless. So, okay, Jesse Fair, not a surprise, and here not a surprise as well. Okay. Chicken Dining is running low on time. He might have some troubles, but the good point is that even if he's running low on time, Potato Turtle is following a little bit. He's not running low on time yet, but soon, I guess. Is there something after just oh, I was gonna ask like is there something on rook here and rook take pawn take and then you have rook take and potentially a checkmate, but this is not what have been chosen. It takes quite a lot of move to open that position. Trading the rooks, probably one of the safest option. And of course, you will have to be careful about that rook that is hanging there. But on rook take, you have a check. So rook take, and then you can actually move your rook, probably there. Could be an option. Oh, timeout. This is quite a surprise. I didn't see it coming. Okay. Well, congratulations, Potato Turtle. This is something that I guess surprised as well. For it probably surprised Black as well. Chicken Dining. I hope you will tell me what happened because I'm not sure if it's if you were looking at your time or not. I think you were not. Okay. What happens there? Okay. Paul still have his piece advantage. Now he's trading all the pieces. This is really like I would say is technical. Like it's the things that you have to do and that you can do just to be safe and to play well about your end game. Just trade all the pieces, keep your piece advantage, and then you will have nothing to think too much. Okay, so by the way, this move is not the greatest move I have seen, I guess, mostly because you cannot defend that pawn. Oh, now you can, but what would it be if black just play like a knight king d8? King d8 it attacks the bishop, and the pawn is still attacked by the rook. So indeed, if you have to choose, either you protect the bishop or you protect the pawn. In case of rook e3 protecting the pawn and the bishop, you have rook check attacking the pawn there, and you could have king there. Oh, actually, that was an option. Okay, fair enough. When I calculate at the end, I understand that it was okay actually. All right. 11 seconds on the clock for Marcus Waters. So on last games, it was actually Paul that was running low on time. And obviously, Paul just learned his lesson and said, like, there is no way I'm low on time again. So now I will be up on time and I will do my best to keep more time than my opponent. It's exactly what he has been doing during that game. So quite interesting to see. Now, usually in that kind of position, I would say in that kind of position, when you have a piece advantage, you should trade pieces, but not trading the pawns. Mostly because if you have a piece advantage and you trade everything, I mean, including the pawns, and you end up in a situation, let's say like rook and bishop against rook, it's a draw. You will not win that kind of game. So trading the pawns, not the greatest option. Now I'm wondering, okay, now he can actually go back with his bishop, even if it's not urgent. But yeah, the pawns, they are going to be targeted. Okay. It works. It covers the square b1 with the bishop. So just push a pawn, everything's protected for now. Okay. I'm not sure that I understand that move. I feel like White don't know what to play. And one good question as well could be, what is the plan for black? Like black should definitely try to purge their pawn. That's the idea number one. Finally, I was starting to think like, why do they not purge the pawn? But this pawn might now everything will be stuck. The king. Hmm, I want to say white win because it's look like a Zaynot. So a Zaynot is when ah, when the only move you can play is a move that is destroying your opposition. And this is indeed the case, but for now, okay, they can take the pawn now. So interesting things. Like we have two pawns, sorry, two pawns against two pawns, rook against bishop and rook. Is it possible to stop that? Well, obviously it is. Now, this square will be covered. It's time to move the king. Oh, I don't really understand what is the plan there. I mean, king up, 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 up. You have to go up with your king. I mean, you have to fight for opposition. This pawn cannot push. This bishop was well there. He already controlled f1. This is the only square you want to control at that time. And now you want to push there. You have to... Okay. You could take that pawn later. All right. Well, fair enough. I'm not sure that actually it was a great way to play it for black. I don't really understand why they don't try just to go that way. Is it because on that they have like a bishop check, but they could still move on the side, and then they can push their pawn. So the main idea for black there is actually to push a pawn enough to force the bishop to stay controlling that square. That's the only option, but you have to bring your king as well. And by going there, I'm not really sure about what they were doing. And they let all the time for white to actually getting in target their pawns. So it's okay, it happened. They are both low on time. I can understand that maybe they are tired at the end of the tournament. It's another possibility as well. All right, so this is the end of this tournament. Congratulations to Harry Uno. I will always remember that trick that worked actually at the end with bishop takes f7 and then knight check to when you attack a fianchetto on a pieck. It's interesting. I will try to play it when I play against Sicilian. When you play against the Dragon Sicilian, it's a possibility. Or every time you play against an opening with Fianchetto and the d6 pawn push, So I guess quite interesting to see. We saw a lot of things actually in this tournament, including missing checkmate in one move from strong players like 2,100, 2,200 player. So one more time, congratulations to Harry Uno for this tournament. This is the first time I see Harry Uno in this event, and I have to say, for first participation, it's a great one. So congratulations to Paul and Chicory Dining. Says two guys are part of Happy Pond team. So congratulations to you both. That was nice to see you playing again and to see you playing at all the tournaments. I'm not pretending to give advice, but you guys both have some troubles with your time. I think you should probably have a look at it. And if you can manage your time, you will probably be even better players, better than you already are. And I have to say it's part of the game, but maybe you could have the first place of the tournament if you didn't lose game on time. So this kind of thing happened. I have to say the truth and being honest with you. This is how I am. I don't want to hide any truth. So it will be surprising next time. Let's see. Paul already won the tournament. Chicken Dining already won the tournament. They are both part of the champions that we have in Happy Pond. So I guess maybe they are okay to have the second and third place for today for once, that they don't take the first one and to let it to Ari Uno. So thank you everyone for following this stream with me today. Say a bit more than 2 hours, and I'm happy that you guys came to comment in the chat. I hope that I can have more comments in the chat and you can directly communicate with me if you actually come to the chat during the live, and you can ask me questions, you can do any comments that you want, and I will be happy to read and to communicate with you. And if you have any questions, if you want to contact HappyPwn, you can also use the link that you will have in the chat of your streaming. Even if you are looking at it after all, you still have the link in the chat. Feel free to contact us if you want to learn about chess, or if just to send us a message or to play to the next tournament. It will be more than welcome. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. Bye-bye.